Bum, 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 bum. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to Backtrack Cinema. Tonight we are watching Superman from 1978, the original Superman from 1978, the extended edition. And we are sorry that we are late. We all had problems finding the right cut and timing everything up, but we're here now, guys, and we're going to get started here pretty soon. And I got my special guests, Gainer and Caleb from the Dark Aether Files podcast. How the hell are you guys?
Doing good.
Hello there.
Good to be here.
Awesome. We're not gonna pussyfoot around here, guys. We're gonna get started because this is a long movie, 2.5 hours. So I'll address the comments soon. But how about we just get this thing rolling, get it going, like, subscribe. Let's get all that over with. Enjoy the show, everybody. We're gonna do a full commentary, talk about, Christopher Reeve, Superman, everything about this movie that we enjoy so much. So let's just get this thing started. Just let me cue this up again, guys.
All right.
Can't see.
I could see it. It's up.
Okay, so we're all going to start there.
All right.
Okay, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. All right. Picture is dedicated with love and respect to Jeffrey Unsworth. That's what it just said on the screen there.
Nice.
All right. Let me just quickly go through the chat, guys. Just really quickly. Brandon says, "What is the best way to experience Superman? Screen X or IMAX?" I think IMAX would be absolutely gorgeous. The Prince says, "Reeve time, baby." Absolutely, man. Remember, Superman's Canadian.
That will always be hilarious. Stands for truth, justice, and the American way, created by a Canadian.
Well,
and again, there's a little more to that, but we'll get there.
The runtime is 2 hours and 31 minutes, roughly. It's a long one, and it's late night, guys. We are at 10:18 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in east of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, where I'm from. A city called Oshawa.
I don't mean to brag, but it's not even 8:30 here. So,
Movie Jeff says, "Hey guys,
hello there.
Greetings."
Now, it definitely, man. I mean, will we have comic book movies without this movie? I mean, this really set a bar.
Well, yeah. I mean, even when people like to talk about how outdated this movie is, I think this is one of the most important movies ever made, especially for superhero movies. This movie fucking ran so others could walk.
Yeah.
Like, let me put it to you this way. I mean, Roger Ebert wasn't always the biggest fan of superhero stuff, but this was like, when it came out, he did call it the best of its kind. And the only other movie that I know, at least post Superman movie, that he ever truly loved, I mean, I know there's more to come after that before he passed away, but it was Spider-Man 2. Like, even if you look at the movies that came out between Spider-Man 2 and Superman the movie, and him not feeling quite as fondly as those, is like, really? You say Spider-Man 2 at this point is the best superhero movie you've ever seen? Or maybe, as he put it.
I mean, Richard Donner did say, like, we couldn't do the old school way of flying like they did in the 50s, so they had to design something that would make it look believable. Like you will believe a man could fly. And I can't tell you, being a little kid in like the early 80s, watching this movie and watching the other ones, but mostly this one and the second one. I mean, it's just like seeing Superman fly, seeing Christopher Reeve in space and all that it seems kind of like almost at a slower pace now, the younger generation, but we never saw nothing like that before, ever.
Yeah.
It's like stuff like this was just groundbreaking, and well, we'll get to it a lot of the moments here, but just look at these opening credits. I think Movie Jeff just said those opening credits, groundbreaking. Absolutely, absolutely. It kind of rivals even Star Wars. You know what I mean? Because the way it's moving and doing all this.
Yeah,
Wow,
I mean, these movies definitely set the standard, like especially for like space and stuff. I mean, I know Superman doesn't take place too much in outer space, but you still have this aesthetic there.
Yep.
And of course, the music by John Williams, right? So that's like a no-brainer. Yep. You have like a perfect storm here, a perfect concoction of directing, acting, and soundtrack with this movie. Good to see you, Brandon.
Yeah, and I just saw the editor, Stuart Baird. He's edited everything. You'll see him in all sorts of stuff. Prince, the Asian Action Assassins. I got a feeling this will end at 2:00 midnight.
Well, not for me.
Let's hope not. That's why I wanted to start it right away, because the title credits alone, it really is padding the runtime. Like, I mean, like, it goes on for quite a bit.
I find it bizarre how people are taking a dump on this movie, like saying it's dated, or like the comment I seen earlier saying that Man of Steel is better. It's like, look, I like Man of Steel. It's just there's something about Christopher Reeve's performance that just he is Superman.
Yeah.
You know?
He embodied the character. Like, he is my favorite Superman. Much as I love Man of Steel, like I love Christopher Reeve as Superman. And I mean, you know, it's also I got a lot of nostalgia too, right, for him.
Yeah,
being a kid and everything like that. And surprisingly, it was number 3 I watched the most.
but again, he did. I mean, the thing is, Reeve didn't just simply play Superman; he embodied the character.
Yeah,
like, well, it's like Caleb just said. I mean, he was Superman. Like Henry Cavill, great at playing Superman, but Reeve is Superman. Like,
I don't know. It's something about Christopher Reeve. It's like saying like with Han Solo, right? Harrison Ford was just so perfect as Han Solo. It's hard to imagine. There's just certain characters are hard to imagine anybody else in. And John Williams here, I'm gonna say it right now. I'll probably get shit for this. I like this score better than Star Wars, personally.
Which Star Wars are we talking here?
Yeah,
the original themes and everything like that.
Okay.
I absolutely love this score.
Yeah.
I mean, again, that's kind of just harkening back to really how important of a movie this is. I mean, it set so many fucking standards. Like, if you were to talk about like anytime you see like best actors who have played a superhero, you'd be hard pressed not to see one that doesn't even mention Christopher Reeve.
Yeah.
And then the same with superhero movie themes. Like, you'd be hard pressed not to hear, well, John Williams' score not being part of that conversation. Of course it's going to be. It's that influential.
Yeah.
You know, the one regret that I have is that we never got to see Christopher Reeve's Superman with Michael Keaton's Batman.
That's true.
Yeah, that would have been something. Brandon said, if not for this movie, we wouldn't have got Batman 89 and the magnum opus Batman Returns. I am definitely due for Batman Returns rewatch, because I do not remember liking it. And people are telling me, it's really good. It's really good. I don't remember liking it as much as people are saying how good it is. So I definitely got to rewatch it.
Let me put it to you this way. If I were to choose between 89 and Returns, I'm always going with 89. Like, there's something about Jack Nicholson's performance as the Joker, as the main villain, that always captivates me more than the Penguin. Like, don't get me wrong, Penguin's a good villain, and there are some genuine creepy moments. And, of course, you know, having Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so good. That being said, I think that Joker really steals the show. And his dynamic with Keaton's Batman.
Yeah. I mean, Well, it's like he said, I made you. You made me first.
You're guilty. Of course, this is an added scene, I believe, because Richard Donner filmed both these at once. And in fact, the original ending of this movie was not him going spinning around time. That was supposed to be the end of the second movie. The original ending was him throwing the thing into the sun or whatever, where it releases Zod.
Oh, okay.
That was supposed to be the original ending.
That actually does make sense to me.
Yeah.
Now, you know what I find interesting? If anyone who grew up watching the animated series in the 90s, is that Christopher McDonald voiced Jor-El.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shooter McGavin.
Of all people.
As Jor-El.
That's funny.
Well, it is, because I'm so used to him playing the most unlikable ass. Well, maybe not unlikable, because Shooter McGavin is the asshole that you love to hate in Happy Gilmore. Like, I'm used to seeing Christopher McDonald play those types of characters, but to have him voice Jor-El, who sends his one son to fucking Earth to be the savior of all mankind. It's just, I know it's a voice role, and it was even before Happy Gilmore, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing of Superman, there's such religious themes to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Moses kind of mixed with the superhero style movie. Like he is my favorite superhero, Superman. Like, as far as like pure superhero, like a pure superhero. I mean, I love the Hulk, I love the Punisher, but you know, pure superhero is Superman, always has been. So in saying that, guys, what is it that you guys like about Superman so much? Whether it's, you know, your first exposure as a comic, this movie, you know, what is it about this character that you think holds up after almost 100 years?
Yeah.
Well, again, it's what he stands for, right? I mean, I could challenge you a bit on that one, Brandon. I do love Batman Returns. I mean, I do watch it every Christmas season, but for me, it's always going to be the 89 film. Not just
89 special.
Yes, sir.
But again, it's what Superman has always stood for. Like, he is the perfect all-American Boy Scout. Like, almost the perfect role model when it comes to superhero movies. Like, something that anyone watching should maybe aspire to be. Like, and yes, I know in many other stories it could get to a point where it gets a little too much, like Dark Knight Returns, where he's the ultimate conformist. He just fucking sucks up to the government.
Right.
Like, yeah. We don't want Superman to go that way, but it will still make for an interesting story. But
right.
Again, they say, even he may say that no one is above the law, but you know what, Superman, you are a god among mortal men on Earth. So make with what you have as you will. But again, there's always that. It was just the pure heroism I always enjoyed watching. Like, when you say like first exposure, for me, it was the animated series. Like, for me, those animated series of Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, like those were my Saturday mornings growing up. So,
well, for me, my first exposure to Superman was this movie. Like, I was in the shoes of the kids who watched this movie for the first time, because that was me. Hey, Carter.
Hey, Carter, what's up?
Good to see you.
Yeah, like these first two movies, I watched the third one a lot when I was a kid too, but the first two movies here, and what I love about Superman is actually it's him in Smallville. I really like that process of him. How did he become this? I stand for truth, justice, and the American way, and all that. And I love that this little segment in the farm that we're coming up in Smallville about, you know, he's part human in a sense. He was raised by humans, and he's very much human, but he's also this he's this alien who doesn't know who he is, but he has these powers that are quite scary for him. Mm-hmm. And so when Smallville come out, I really liked that show because it dived into a lot of those themes.
Yeah.
But I like how he's always struggling with this conflict of like, I have all these powers, I can do this, but you got to kind of let them figure this shit out on their own. You know what I mean? Superman's kind of like, you can't interfere always with every little thing, right? And he always has these tough decisions to make. Mm-hmm. And as we will see, he can't be everywhere all the time.
Right.
That's what Lex, how Lex makes him decide, right? But I've always liked that. He is in a lot of he's constantly in the responsibility he has is heavy. I mean, it's and it goes to show you that he's just a human. You know what I mean?
Like, pure at heart.
Chad, what's going on, Chad? He says Lex for president.
That depends which Lex we talking here.
Carter says, I remember watching Smallville in the early morning when I was getting ready for school. Also, Somebody Save Me by Remo Zero is a banger. Yeah, I love that show. I thought they handled Clark really well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it has some of the get the teeny boppers in there and all that kind of stuff, but
yeah,
I mean,
well, I find it kind of funny that as later iterations of Superman came along, they decided to change truth, justice, and the American way. And I always find that irritating.
Yes.
As if to say that there's something inherently wrong with, American ideals. Like, look, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to be like an ass kisser when the country does something stupid, but it's mainly the government itself. But, being able to separate the government from the ideas that were set forth when the country was established, I think you have to be able to separate the two. Because you can have your citizens that uphold that American way. At the same time, you have a government that doesn't do that, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like the fictional version of George Bush said in Harold and Kumar Escape from Guantanamo Bay. You don't need to believe in your government to be a good American. You just got to believe in your country. But he's right,
Yeah, it's true.
I know that's a fictional version of Bush, but
and the thing is, he's so powerful. Let's be honest, he's the most powerful superhero that it even scares him. Because what if he falters just one way? And the way the Kents had to raise him, they had to make sure that moral structure was sound. Or I think who did that? Was it James Gunn who produced that Brightburn? It was kind of like, what if Superman
went bad?
Went bad like that. I didn't kind of like the execution of the movie totally, but
yeah,
that's a scary thing if that happened, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon says, I got in late in getting into Superman, to be honest. My first exposure to him was through the Man of Steel, I think. I'm going back and watching the old school animated Justice League and Superman. The animated series. Yeah, I watched so much cartoon Superman when my son was smaller. He loved Superman when he was a kid. He's kind of grown out of him a little.
It's kind of like golden age,
I watched so much Superman, Justice League, and I watched Batman Mask of the Phantasm so many times with him because he loved those when he was little. Carter says, interesting that Jensen Ackles was in Smallville. Yeah, that's where he came from.
Yeah.
Pretty much, I think.
Yeah. Why do you think they killed him off? Because he had something else going on.
Yeah, I found Brightburn to be kind of funny at certain points. Like, especially at the end. Like, I could take certain parts of it serious enough. At the same time, I'm kind of like, yeah, okay. Superman go bad, but with some spoiled little brat instead.
There wasn't enough. They didn't flesh enough out of. It's like he went bad, like just with blink of an eye. Like,
yeah,
there was no. If they needed they they didn't work on the character development enough for me, and that's why I've never returned to it. Really, it's just
well, if you think about how you could do a proper Superman Gone Bad story, what you should do is show the opposite of what Superman experienced. Show Superman in the worst human environment you could ever see. Where people are robbing and killing each other, and there's no real peace. He never knows peace. He just sees humanity as this destructive force that kills everything and everyone around them. That's how you could do a proper Superman Gone Bad. Because the opposite is Superman getting raised by a farming family. Pretty wholesome and important considering that the farmers feed the world, Very positive outlook on things. So if you want to do Superman Gone Bad, have the reverse of that. But instead, what is it? He gets bullied every once in a while. I haven't watched Brightburn in forever, so I can't remember for sure. But
Jor-El was right. Explosions happening. He was right.
Back when Superman Returns came out, I remember that they had did this special two pack for figures that had Superman and Jor-El. I actually have that still somewhere in storage, but they had the glowing suits here. It was pretty neat.
What about all this production design for the back in the day?
Yeah, good use of miniatures as well.
Well, they put more effort into that than they did into Zod's bathrobe. Yeah, that's one thing I don't like about Zod in these movies. I don't like the outfit.
Yeah, they're not great. I'll talk with Nick Cooling about that next week.
Yeah,
because that number 2 is his favorite.
Yeah.
So. Gotta love the musical cue coming up here when he breaks out.
Oh yeah. Hey, it's a good thing you didn't add Supergirl to your little list of watch parties. That would be terrible.
No, I haven't watched it since I was a kid. Actually, I like the actress. It's just a terribly executed movie.
I never watched it.
Yeah.
Well,
you got to give these things budgets. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, there's a really stupid plot point in that where they give a guy a love potion to fall in love with the main villain. That was the plan or something. It's falls in love with the first woman he sees, and the first woman he sees is Supergirl. But you know what the funny thing is? It's Ellis from Die Hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now that's funny.
Carter says, I remember watching Superman the movie late one night on TV. Also, I think it's poetic. Donner directed this and the reference in the Goonies.
With a sloth in his shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, if you prefer this score to Star Wars, would it be like top 5 John Williams scores?
Oh, yeah. I'd say so. I like Star Wars, too. I'm just saying I kind of like... I'll re-listen to this a lot more. But it's not so much the main theme also. It's the other stuff. Like, as we go through him growing up, it's like the... we'll get to it when his father dies and everything. All that score behind it. It's fantastic.
See, it's hard for me to actually pick a favorite John Williams score that isn't Star
It is hard.
Wars.
It is. I get it, but I don't know. I was always. I loved Star Wars and Superman as a kid. Like they're. But you know what? I think I was a bit more into Superman, to be honest. I think I was a little more crazier because I dressed up as Superman. I would fly around a house, and I didn't really like. I don't know. I think I was a little more into Superman personally.
So I actually just had to skip ahead a couple minutes because by the time by the time he left the planet, I'm still on the planet watching it get destroyed.
Oh my.
Yeah.
No, it's a good thing we got this extra screen here.
Yeah, it definitely helps out.
If YouTube doesn't cancel me, I should be all right. Should be small enough.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
you know what? If I had to pick, I might say Jurassic Park would be my favorite Williams score outside of Star Wars.
Curious.
That's a good one too. Okay, I just heard him on a podcast, John Williams, and pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you guys have you listened to it's called Smartless? So it's Will Arnett, Jason Bateman, and Sean Keyes from Will and Grace.
Okay.
So they run a podcast. In the course of the connections they have, they get Steven Spielberg on there. They get Emily Blunt. They've had Will Ferrell. Like they get all these people on there, and you actually learn a lot about the business. Like he had Jason Blum on there, and you get an insight of what that guy's daily, what he has to contend with, like like where he really fought for Paranormal Activity. He said he was like saying them. He watched this thing, but he watched it with an audience, and the guys, the studio or the people who he was trying to sell it to, said it's a piece of crap, man. He goes, no, watch it with an audience. You have a hit. This is a hit, right? He believed in it so much. He said, you gotta watch it. They said, no, we'll remake it with big actors. And he says, you won't need to. And so he got to sell this thing, and it became a huge hit. So
unfortunately,
yeah. I actually really like the first one.
Fan of those movies.
I like the first one a lot. I'm not a found footage guy either, so I think that says something.
Well, I'm not either, but I mean there is a reason why. Well, ew. Now I really hope this doesn't get pulled. Yeah, good. Cover up the screen with Carter's comment.
Yes, I forgot. Forgot about that, man. I don't want to get canceled here. So,
yeah, that's the type of exposure I want to see. You know what I mean?
Not really. There we go. But no,
I got a slight ding for the Empire Strikes Back watch along. I guess there was a close up too much of something.
Oh,
I forget what it was. What scene it was? It was just you got to watch the close ups, eh? You know what I mean? It's on some of these sometimes, but I forget what it was for though. Maybe Yoda's face too much or something. Yeah, but I knew that though because Star Wars is Disney, especially Empire. Man, you can't show hardly anything. All right, I don't care about copyright claims really. It's just the strikes.
Yeah,
I haven't got one of those yet. So, of course, this is Glenn Ford. He was the old Western actor who plays Jonathan Kent. He was in the original 310 to Yuma.
Really?
There's actually a remake of that one.
You know, I've actually been wanting to get back, I haven't actually properly got into them, but I want to get into the old Western films on the channel. Like, I'm talking going to Clint Eastwood.
Yep. Yeah, if you want to ever do a collab, Caleb,
John Wayne.
I will call you up for that because
I've been meaning to do, I did a Clint Eastwood month in January, so I covered like Hang 'em High and but you got to watch those spaghetti westerns, man. They're great.
That's what I want to do. I definitely want to like. I remember watching the original Magnificent Seven with my mom and dad.
That's a good one.
Years ago, like seeing Yul Brynner in there after seeing him in Ten Commandments, it was like, man, this guy.
Okay, here it is. This is a half hour away from where I live.
Really?
Is it really?
Yeah. When I
didn't know this was filmed in Canada.
Oh yeah, like when I was watching this movie a few years ago, I'm seeing this area. I'm like, this looks very familiar to me. So I looked it up. It's like, like, yeah, this is like a half hour, maybe even less from where I live. So
Damn.
I do know in Superman 3 they did film a good chunk of it in Calgary because
Okay.
yeah, you could see the Calgary Tower in that movie. So
didn't they do a great job of casting Clark here?
Oh,
like
yeah.
looking like a young Christopher Reeve.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like there you can see the similarities. Like
I had to jump ahead again. By the time you guys got to the high school football, we're still leaving the crash.
Oh my.
Curtis is also in Smallville. I think it's funny how Jonathan Kent is played by John Snyder, the original Bo Duke from Dukes of Hazzard. Yeah, he was great actually. It was actually a really good casting. And Ned O'Toole as well as Martha, who was in Superman 3 as Lana.
I love Annette O'Toole.
Yeah,
I remember her mostly in the It miniseries.
And she delivers the worst line in that thing. Why does it have to be so mean?
Are you kidding me? That's gold. That's comedy gold.
Yeah, I know, but it's still the worst.
Really? I could think of like 1,000 other lines worse than that.
Okay. Why?
This is funny. I always love this. I always loved how he crosses the train here.
Oh, yeah.
Where he goes, woohoo!
You want one, Danner? Here's one. It's not about fighting what we hate, saving what we love. Checkmate. Okay. Oh, here's another one for you. Somehow Palpatine returned. Should I go on?
Okay, you win.
I will take why does it have to be so mean over those clips any day of the week. Any hour of the day.
There's moments she's really good in that too, though. In the end. Young Lois.
You know, if we're gonna keep talking about actors that played characters in these different versions, I gotta say, I think Kevin Costner was still the most disappointing.
Yeah, overall. I'd say that there were certain parts where he was good, but the part that always frustrated me, it's like, no! No! Put a freaking, take off the shirt, put it over your face to make a mask, and then zoom, zoom, zoom. That's how you fix that problem. It's like, you didn't have to die in a stupid tornado. You or that damn dog.
No.
What a joke, dude. That always pissed me off. I'm like, come on, man. You really have to go out like that? Like,
no.
I mean, look, you know what? To be fair, it's probably better than just a heart attack. At the same time, though, but I don't know.
It was just the idea of him just basically like, no, it's not worth exposing yourself to save my life.
This is battery acid, you slime.
Yeah, this stuff was great between this stuff's great between Clark and Jonathan.
Oh yeah.
Like you're here for a bigger purpose here. Not to kick footballs.
By the way, if Superman ain't really your thing, you know how else you could get into it? Just watch Disney's Hercules. I'm serious. Just watch that movie and you'll see the similarities.
You're the oddball with that car, douchebag.
Yep. You know.
Yep, I'm behind again.
You know, just remember, Dragon Ball Evolution tried to do this.
Yeah. I like how you use the word tried.
Yeah. Key word. Tried.
Maybe giving a little too much credit. But you know what? It's better than not so Snow White. You know what I mean? That IMDb score. It's like,
all right.
It's been dethroned as the worst. It's like, yeah, you know, all right. Not all is forgiven, but enough is forgiven.
Oh, poor heart attack here. And this is where we set up Clark's character. Really, like, he can't save everybody.
Yeah.
And this is where I think he really takes a vow that I will never. I'm going to save people, and I'm going to do what's right and all that. And at the end of the movie, it comes into play here, right? That's why he loses at the end, because he couldn't save Lois. He couldn't save his father. All the people he really loves, he can't save. It haunts him, right? It's another thing I really love about the character.
Yeah.
This music here is fantastic. I love all this in the background here.
Yeah.
I have not, Brandon. I didn't know that was a remake. I don't know why would you remake something so new?
Yeah. You make a great point.
It's kind of weird. It's not even a classic yet.
You don't know. To answer your question, Brandon, no. But I do know what happens at the end. And I find it very hilarious because it seems like a certain company can't stop taking a giant dump on things they've made in the past.
I mean, you said it's not quite a classic, but still it's nostalgically profitable. Like, hey, now we can make new Stitch plushies and sell them and slap them on lunch boxes.
But you know what? They could already do that. They do it at Disney World all the time.
I know. But not everyone can afford to go to Disney World anymore.
That's very true.
So we'll sell some more overpriced products at your local Walmart.
Oh, no. You want to talk about overpriced? Think about the Star Wars cruise liner that went to the garbage.
How about no?
This is all filmed like an epic Western right now. Like, I love the wide shots he's using and everything. It's like the Crystal knows when it comes time for him, eh?
Yeah.
Crystal's like calling him. Kind of not. It's all visually explained. You kind of make up your own mind here.
But the haunting sound is pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah. I'm not really a big Lilo and Stitch fan to begin with, so I don't want to fucking care.
I honestly haven't seen it since I was a kid, so.
Hey, same here. That makes two of us.
One of my son's favorite movies right now is Ready Player One. We were watching it on the weekend at our trailer. He just loves that movie.
But I think it almost started to represent a lot of what I hate about modern Hollywood.
Yeah, you have a very good point. Lots of nostalgia in your face, for sure. It's like, yeah, you know what? This is like modern Hollywood in a nutshell.
Yeah. For fuck's sakes, they go into the fucking Shining.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what, though? Speaking on Superman, there is a movie that I hope they never remake or do for a live action. That's the Iron Giant. See, and that's relevant because you got Superman in there as well. So much so that the freaking robot said, he puts on the S.
I hear that's a good movie. I haven't seen it. The Iron Giant.
I recommend it.
I have it. We're gonna watch it. Actually, I took it up to the trailer. My son wants to watch that next because I heard it was really, really good.
It's a good family movie, and if you're gonna have a good Superman reference in there, you'll enjoy it. I think.
I don't think you're doing it justice if you're just calling it good, because it goes deeper than just simply referencing Superman, and I do mean deep.
Oh, I know. I got it. I am tempering expectations because I know quite a few people who don't like the movie.
Those people are insane.
I know they are.
Which, funnily enough, that also had Christopher McDonald in it.
You know what though? It's kind of funny because
there's Crypto right there. There's a dog running in the field.
Yeah, too bad the new movie has him looking like a. Well, let me put it to you this way: there was a show back in the 2000s called Crypto the Super Dog, and the dog in that show was a hell of a lot bigger, and he looked more like a Crypto. This dog, though, is a more representation of James Gunn's dog, which, I mean, look, he's the one directing the movie. He has creative decisions and choices that he wanted to make. All that I'm saying is that I hope that the movie is good. I don't want there to be. I want to see the DC universe get an actual chance to get off the ground. It's just they're doing like the Spider-Man 3 thing of shoving in so many characters at once.
That's my only worry so far. That's one of my only worries. It just feels like they're going to be cramming too much stuff in there. Instead, just make a Superman movie first.
Yeah,
that's what it feels like. I hope that's not the case. Maybe that's just the last 10 minutes or something. Like, well, that could be worse actually if you think about it. But you know, I mean, if I wouldn't have been doing this watch party series. That's what I'm kind of like. Let's watch all these and see how this final movie lands, and then we'll likely do a watch along of the final, like when it comes out. But
that's a beautiful shot, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I still have my reservations on the symbol itself of that suit. Like I know there are other iterations where it's like that, but it just doesn't beat this. Like never. Even Man of Steel did this as best they can while making it visually their own.
Look at this push he does. Look at the camera work here.
Yeah,
it's just and it goes right past them. It shoots past. It's just epic. It's just the one epic shot. Fantastic. Richard Donner knows how to make a film, man. That's for sure.
Am I gonna? I have to fast forward again.
Oh, the snow.
Now you know how Carter feels.
Yeah, but you know what? With Carter, his ass. He's on a Mac. That's his first sin.
That okay, I'll give you that.
Like, get the hell out of here with this Mac shit. Get a freaking PC already, all right?
But you see, here's the problem. Carter grew up watching those fucking commercials with Justin Long.
Fair enough.
I think this is I keep thinking the Abominable Snowman's going to come out with Rudolph and everything like that here. Right. Just crazy Arctic shot here.
Mr. Norwell from fucking Elf. Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad.
Oh, God, I love the Fortress of Solitude in this. I love the production design.
It's pretty impressive given the time that it was made and budget that they were able to make this look as good as it does. But then again, even with shit like this with matte paintings, it's always, even that will age better than even modern CGI at this point.
Yeah, well, and they kept going over a budget. I think that's why Richard Donner was fired, because the budget's got more and more and more. Even though they liked what he was doing, I think. I'm pretty sure. Like, they liked what they were seeing. Apparently, the first time Superman flies in this, some of the crew members cried. Really? Like, they actually shed a tear. When you start breaking the ground, like breaking ground like that, they're like, we're gonna really make people believe this guy can fly. It's to be part of that must have been something special.
Well, they don't call it movie magic for nothing.
Yeah. Right. Artist says, I heard that. Also, I don't do PCs. I had one before. They're rubbish.
What the hell are you even talking about? What? What do you mean they're rubbish? What the?
A MacBook would confuse me, even though people say they're good. It works differently, right? I got my old piece of shit laptop here. Hey, this laptop is edited over 1,000 videos if you include my old channel.
Oh yeah, and it's still running good, isn't it? It's a PC.
It's not. It's I don't know how long it's gonna last, to be honest with you.
Well, considering that it's lasted this long with over 1,000 edit videos, yeah, I'd say it's pretty damn good.
Yeah, I will buy an Asus again. They what a working computer.
MacBook. Get the flub out of here, Carter.
Now, is that a painting, or they made this, obviously, but what he was looking at must have been a painting.
That had to be.
Yeah.
I'm not a production designer, but
this extended cut is just like, now I gotta fast forward again because the fortress is still being made right now.
That's okay. Takes its time. I really like I'm really showing a big appreciation for production design lately. When I'm actually looking into the environment of the movie, like, okay, they had to put that there and that there, like when it's really done up. I mean, I know sometimes they go on location and like something like Friday the 13th, everything was just there, right? There wasn't much.
Yeah.
Like they used what was there, but something like this, it's really important when they want to bring you into the environment, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another thing the director's like, I think I want this here. I want that there. I want something over there, or whatever have you, right? Oh, Jarrell. There's another cool effect. The Wizard of Oz effect, they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait a sec. That's the words you'll learn to fly, bitch.
You're gonna say that. Where did you learn to fly?
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
It's a very much a father-son movie, too, this movie.
Yeah.
Very much so, man.
Well, I mean, all things considered, I mean, the death of his adoptive father kind of being what starts his journey.
Yeah.
Only to meet his real father.
This is where he gets educated and everything, eh?
Or
actually, sorry, when he was coming in the little ship,
right?
He was like infusing his mind with so much information, and that's one thing I like about Christopher Reeve. He really showed intelligence too. Like he impresses Lex, right? It's like Lex knows this guy's smart too. He's just not a freaking. He's just not powerful and everything like that. He's very intelligent.
Yeah.
We're off in space again.
My God, I gotta fast forward again.
Oh my gosh.
This copy should only be 7 minutes longer, but that's actually a lot of film if you think about it. That's a lot of added. It's a lot more than you think.
They only have light for light to show them the way. For this reason above all, their capacity for good. Something you. See, that's very much like a God and Jesus type thing, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
They were a little on the nose with that Man of Steel, though.
Yeah. Okay, now I'm ahead of you guys, I think. Yeah, because now he's wearing the suit. So I'm gonna pause here until I.
Okay.
One Dane or me and Caleb did John Rambo, the fourth one.
Yeah.
And I had the director's cut on by accident, like I didn't realize it. And he had the theatrical cut, so we were completely freaking. I go, what's going on here? Like, why aren't we?
well, I mean, shit. I mean, now, I think I may have already asked, but when you and Nick do Superman 2, like, are you watching the theatrical cut or the Donner cut?
The theatrical cut, just because it'll be easier.
Let's just hope he got that memo and remembers it.
No, we agreed. Yeah, I told him let's just watch the. Even though I do enjoy the Richard Donner cut, but I think the audience and everything might be just easier. All these movies are quite long too.
Yeah,
like a Superman 4, I think it's the shortest one.
That's a good thing,
right? Kyle volunteered for that one. He took a bullet. He's taking a bullet for me.
Oof.
Yeah, it's a rough movie. Here he is. First time we see him fly. He's gonna come to you, people.
Is it even a movie?
There it is.
Oh boy.
No, I get something like that. I get, a little dated, right? But I'm talking to stuff where he's really small, and you see him. That stuff actually really holds up well, even on the Blu-ray transfer.
Yeah.
Well, again, it's done practically, and it's wire work, sure, but it's good work.
Yeah, like how you gonna get him to go any faster than that with wire work? Like.
Besides, it's supposed to be his first flight. I'm not expecting him to just zip across the screen.
Yeah.
I mean, just remember, since you brought up Superman 4, how many times do they repeat the same shot of him flying towards the camera? And it looks like shit.
That one looks awful. And you watch this one compared to this one looks so good. It holds up so well. Margot Kidder as Lois Lane. Now, I know a lot of people look at this as a perfect movie. I like Margot Kidder as Lois Lane. I like Christopher Reeve as Superman, but I never really bought into their chemistry as like other people have. I'm not. I don't know if there is a Superman rendition that I totally think they've captured the comic book chemistry of these two, to be honest. Like, and I think it says they don't spend enough time with them. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad chemistry. I'm just saying I always found it gets dull when they're flying through the sky and everything, and you're supposed to be invested into this relationship. For some reason, I don't know. I'm not totally sold on it. I never have been though. Like,
I mean, I was never entirely sold on Cavill and Adams.
Neither am I. I'm not. I think they're good too, but they weren't fleshed out. They should have had another Man of Steel movie before Batman versus Superman. Like,
well, yeah.
Like, it's like, let's rush Batman into it now. Well, you haven't explored Lois and Clark yet.
No,
like you haven't explored that yet. Like,
they're
exploring Lois and Clark.
Their kiss at the end of Man of Steel was very forced.
Let me tell you something about Lois and Clark. You want to talk about not fleshing them out? How the fuck are you going to bring in Doomsday on Superman's second movie? Like, this is. Yeah. There's so much else you need to do before you get to Doomsday.
And defending Zack Snyder, he did not. He told them, "No, you're rushing it. You're rushing." He fought against that as much as he could.
See, I can't believe that.
There was a lot of studio interference.
I believe it. Mm-hmm. They're trying to keep in pace with Marvel, not realizing that slow and steady wins the race.
That's what I've.
It's like, you know what? Let Marvel do their big team up stuff. You continue at your pace, you're going to outlast the competition. And see, if they did that right now, probably we're in 2025. So by now we could have had a full-blown Justice League movie by now. After flushing out every other character you wanted to flush out, leaving your little Easter eggs and hints of things to come, you could have had a fully fledged Superman movie by now, and then go back to doing the solo films, building up the world more, while Marvel is pissing away their audience, right?
Yeah.
DC could have done that, but they decided to fire their loads off real early, and now here we are.
That's just it, right? They build this. You got to build things, right? Brandon says, I don't get into Hackman's performance as Lex, to be honest. That's fair. Not for everyone.
You see, the ideal version of Lex for me is from the animated series.
I think you're right. I actually like Smallville's Lex. I thought he did a really good job. Michael Rosenbaum.
What did Brandon say? Don't forget what?
Oh, sorry.
Lex Jr.
Don't forget Lex Luthor Jr.
Ding dong.
Man, he is not. No, that, my friend, is a watered down version of the Riddler. He's got the hair for it. He's got the wacky antics. If you threw him in as the Riddler, it'd be a hell of a lot.
That's actually one of the biggest. That's one thing I will agree. I never liked Lex in the Snyder's rendition.
I don't know anyone who would.
Personally, that's one thing I will say. I wasn't a big fan of that.
Yeah.
I love how Christopher Reeve plays this, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's really good in it.
Well, again, going back to the animated series, you had fucking Clancy Brown voicing Lex Luthor. Right. Now, that's perfect.
The alley scene. The alley scene. I remember now.
You want to know what's funny? Back in the day, I always got Margot Kidder and Karen Allen mixed up.
Yeah. I think Karen Allen would have been good in this role. I think she would have been fine in it.
Yeah, but
I don't know. There's something about Carrie Fisher, Margot Kidder, and Karen Allen seem to be interchangeable. They all seem like they could have been auditioning for the same roles back in those days.
They kind of have that spunky attitude, don't they?
I'm sure there is a parallel universe where, I don't know, maybe fucking Carrie Fisher is Lois Lane. Maybe Karen Allen is Princess Leia. And, fucking Margot Kidder is Marion.
Margot Kidder is, what you call it? What's her name? From Barb from Black Christmas.
Oh, yeah?
It's a good Barb from Black Christmas.
Let's not forget she was also a therapist in Mikey Dreams of Horses.
Jesus.
Wouldn't trust her as a therapist.
Yeah.
Carter says, speaking of Westerns, I got to put Tombstone on the list. I would hope so. Just reviewed that myself, actually.
See, here's another thing with this movie that it does perfectly, because anytime you play a superhero, especially one who is concealing their identity, I mean, Superman is a slight exception here because he doesn't wear a mask, but that's brilliant, is that between the hero and his alter ego, they really have to feel like two completely different people.
Yeah.
In
the original comics, because my cousin sent me the original Action comic Superman, and Lois would say stuff like to Clark, "Oh, you're not even a man," you know what I mean, like that, because he was so wussified. You know what I mean? He played it so freaking. He wouldn't stand up for himself. That's what he's supposed to be, though, right? He's supposed to be scared of freaking physical violence and.
Yeah.
When he turns into Superman, it completely changes, right?
Yeah.
There's the Lethal Weapon captain. What's his name? Richard Donner uses him and everything. This guy right here in the car.
Oh yeah. Oh, looks like I got to fast forward again.
Otis.
Otis, Ned Beatty.
Yay.
Deliverance. He was in Deliverance, right? Am I getting that right? I think I'm right.
He was also in Captain America.
Wait a minute. Is that Captain America?
I said Captain America. So, yeah. Yeah, he was the pudgy journalist.
Fuck. That freaking thumbs up, Danner, right? Your face.
It was perfect. It was perfect.
So, Christopher Reeve was only 170 pounds at 6'5" before they cast him, and they had to get him to beef up because they didn't buy his. Superman had that muscle mass, right?
Mm-hmm.
See if you guys know this. I don't know if you'll know this. So he put on 50 pounds of muscle. Who was the guy? Who was the bodybuilder who trained him?
Lou Ferrigno.
Arnold?
No. Darth Vader himself, David Prowse.
David Prowse. Wow.
David Prowse put the 50 pounds of muscle on him. He was like a trainer, a bodybuilder trainer.
So Darth Vader created Superman.
In a little way, I guess. In a little way.
Curious.
I just read that today. I didn't even know that till today. I was reading some facts about some of this stuff, which I'll try to remember as we go along here, but I'll likely forget some stuff. But I was gonna say, I know Robin Williams and Christopher Reeve were best friends.
Wow.
Yep, too. That's right, Brandon. He was Dan Connor's dad from Roseanne, Ned Beatty. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Lotso in Toy Story 3.
Yeah.
That's not a model.
Yeah. That's dated, Danner. This movie's dated. Fuck it.
Hey, to be fair, there are times when I say that even while watching Batman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Movie like this should be in a time capsule, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just keep in mind, there were movies before this where they would even point out that it's only a model.
Look at the original Terminator. That stop motion's dated, but I still think it works for me.
Listen, I love that movie, and I love all its special effects, the models, the miniatures. Like, you know, putting T2 out of your mind. Just imagine the future war, the gloomy atmosphere, the neon colors of the pulse rifles. You know, the plasma rifles being shot with the hunter killers flying around. I mean, that's scary shit. That movie did a pretty good job of depicting this scary future.
Yeah.
And for model work, that's fantastic.
Bye-bye, this guy.
Oh, no.
Blake, from All the Good Names Are Taken, says, what's up, Jason? What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Good to see you.
Welcome to the late show. I don't usually do them this late, but long movie.
Yeah. And he was just 2 days away from being fired.
There's rest. I can't believe Gene Hackman dead. Margot Kidder's dead. Christopher Reeve is dead.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Carter says, good news. I have an intro for Magic Projector. Can't wait to show it off whenever I get the chance.
Yeah.
Sweet. The greatest criminal mind of our
time. More fast forward.
I do like Gene Hackman in this.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's just really entertaining.
He is.
Yeah.
His one-liners and everything is like doesn't he says something later, doesn't give you a shut of electricity just to be in the same room with me. The fact that he has this moron as his henchman here is just freaking very strange.
Yeah.
And he may have been one of the first actors to go from DC to Marvel.
Wait, what?
I'm just saying. He was one of the earliest, for sure. I mean, to go from this to fucking Captain America.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
Yeah.
He was in that?
Yeah.
Fucking Ned Beatty? Yeah.
Oh, no, I thought you meant Gene Hackman.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, wait,
no.
what?
No. But then again, he probably could have been an okay Red Skull.
Curtis, anyone ever heard of Down Periscope? Yep, I've seen that. Is that the one with Kelsey Grammer? I believe.
Beats me. Never heard of it.
Yeah.
He lives under the freaking city. It's kind of funny.
Yeah. Kind of a genius position to be in.
Perry White, this actor, was actually he came in 2 days before filming. Because I think the guy who originally was going to play Perry White had a heart attack or something like that. The actor. And they had to replace him like pretty early.
Wow. So it's showing me Otis feeding the babies. I'm watching it right now.
Why?
Wow. The babies weren't hungry, he said. Okay, where are we at?
Got Clark following Lois in the office at the Daily.
Look how they're moving the camera, though, eh? Like, it's really smooth and just gliding around everybody around the office.
Yeah.
They shoot this today, there would be a lot of cuts in there.
Unfortunately.
You know, God forbid you keep the camera rolling for more than 2 seconds.
You know, they probably had a steady cam doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, see,
Which
look,
they have now. They do all that stuff now. Like,
see, the ladies' room is for the ladies only.
Whoops.
Be a pet. Be a pet, you say?
you be a pet.
Almost
everyone
like
ignores him. It just...
I like how he's always fixing his glasses too. It's funny.
Always, like almost embodying the down on his luck protagonist, even though on some level he isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, when did we get to New York?
Oh, well, don't you know? In the DC universe, Metropolis is New York.
And Gotham is Chicago.
Man, this scene coming up is so good. This scene is so iconic. It's so I love the way they shot all this coming up.
I don't think you're giving it enough credit by calling it iconic. More like legendary.
Yeah,
kind of funny. I was the same thing.
To the point where Patty Jenkins, who did Wonder Woman, she loves this movie so much. She loves this scene so much that she wanted something. She'll say herself, she'll never compare anything to this, right? But the scene where Wonder Woman takes off her cloak and goes across the trenches was kind of like what she was going after. This was the inspiration for that.
See, I really like that scene. My only thing is, I could never buy Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman.
Really?
Yeah.
I love her as Wonder Woman.
She's.
I didn't think the villain
She's
wasn't
not a
good.
good actress.
Yeah, I can't buy her acting, unfortunately.
I mean, just 2 words. It still didn't work.
Yeah.
I always liked her as Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I don't know. She just, again, like my idea of Wonder Woman came heavily from the Justice League animated series from the 2000s.
Yeah.
Like that's how I always, and again, of course, that's just animated, but the voice, the outfit, I don't know.
I'm not saying that there's not a better version out there like that. Like that's the only time we've seen her besides Linda Carter, right?
That's true.
Like we don't have a lot to go on. So if this James Gunn universe takes off, let's say everyone's happy, let's just say, it'd be interesting to see who gonna play that Batman version, Wonder Woman, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
because there is a certain really great dynamic between those three: Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a great dynamic in those old cartoon, the animated series with them.
Oh,
there it is.
Go.
Here we are.
This is so freaking, brother. That is one bad suit. Sorry, this is epic. Not epic. Dana's right. This is like a game changer.
Legendary.
Look at this.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman.
Not only does Richard Donner catches her, he catches the helicopter and pushes it up. Now, to all you young people, you see this this is like something you see in the opening scene in a comic book movie now, or that's a lot more I don't know, involved in everything. But we never saw stuff like this. Like it didn't exist.
I mean, well, yeah, like you said, this kind of thing happening in the opening scene, I'd say it has less narrative value.
Yeah.
Instead of properly building up to a big moment like this.
Yeah, it's a really big moment.
I think when people think of superhero movies now, they think of big CGI set pieces with 2 CGI renditions fighting each other.
Yeah.
I think
look how they did that. Like he's coming down, it looks like him, and he's holding the helicopter, and then he just places it down, and it's hard to see the model work. Everything looks pretty real.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To me, guys, to me,
I think that superhero audiences have forgotten about appreciating the little things like this. Like the very simple prospect of a hero, saving someone from a falling, helicopter.
Yeah.
Like we've become so accustomed to the big CGI set pieces, that the little things like this we don't appreciate as much anymore.
It's almost like if this was a TV series, this is where we'd cut the first episode. Right, him flying here.
Oh yeah.
Cut. Like this, where the credits would be coming up.
Right.
Look at him flying though. It looks great, man.
Yeah.
Now this is the whole. Now I will say some of the slapstick here in this movie. I'm not the biggest fan of, like when he gets hit by the crowbar and it's bad vibrations and little things like that. It's almost, it really feels like the Smallville stuff, and this stuff is by 2 different people in some ways. Like I know Richard Donner did it all, but I just find there's a little bit of a tonal shift that happens.
Yeah. Oh, I love this part where he's scaling the building.
Blake says, "Are you guys excited for James Gunn's version or worried?" I'm kind of like, I am excited. I cannot help but be excited by Superman. It would never, like certain franchises, I'm gonna get excited for. It doesn't, and I would say, I'm I'm not trying to like go, this is going to be awesome. It's going to be the best Superman movie ever. I'm not like that at all. I'm just going, I hope this is just very, very good. I am a little
optimism.
I'm cautious. I'm a little worried, like we already talked about. But regarding to you, Blake, I'm worried about they're trying to cram too much in, too much like Easter eggs for the next thing, instead of just make us a Superman movie, your version, James Gunn, of Superman. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
it does. But even with that last trailer, I still feel like the part where he gets a bit heated when Lois is interviewing him to be kind of stupid. Like, mainly because, as far as we know, he's supposed to be Superman, but he appears to be Clark Kent. Like, I don't know what the angle is. Does she actually know he's Superman, or is this supposed to be phony?
I think that she knows that he's Superman.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's just, here's the deal: that trailer was not cut very well. Like,
No.
you have that fan.
That
version.
fan trailer was awesome.
Like, there are certain things that you should have in a Superman trailer, and one of the biggest things is just having Superman save people and having that emotional music. That's how you can get people hooked on a Superman movie, because we're not looking at a dark and gritty Superman. This isn't Batman. We're talking about Superman, the optimist. The shining light through the darkness.
The symbol of hope.
Yeah, let Batman be the one that broods in the dark. He has his place. He has a great place. Just don't try and mix the two up. You can't make Superman dark like Batman. You can't make Batman dark or light like Superman.
Yeah, there's two different characters.
That's why they're the perfect yin and yang.
Yeah. I mean, they both do the same thing, but they have very different methods of doing so, being that one of them is an alien and the other is, he's very good at kung fu.
The first round's on me.
Mooney. Is he related to Mooney from Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
John Vernon, right?
I mean, this is a movie about who is essentially an alien.
Talking about Superman versus the Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Now, what kind of do you guys find this odd watching this now, though? That the mother slaps the little girl for telling lies. Did not Superman hear that? He's not going to go in there and say, just, yeah, I am here. Like, I am. Your daughter wasn't lying. Don't slap her.
Wow. What a bitch.
Okay. I'm completely lost here now.
Like, Superman got her slapped, essentially.
Wow. What a bitch.
Oh, the Air Force One scene. That's where we are, Caleb. He's going to save Air Force
I'm trying to rewind because I had to advance a bit because I didn't even get to see the part of him saving the cat.
All these sequences are pretty big, showing what Superman can do, what he's capable of doing, right?
Right.
This must have been a great theater experience.
Oh, yeah.
How's that for an engine? Just fly. Oh, this nice little added scene here.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually a really important scene.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you don't have this scene, Caleb.
No, I do.
You do?
Yep.
Oh, you're watching the TV cut, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But yeah, this is really important. Saying you don't need to be there for every little thing.
Right.
That they can handle on their own, right?
Yeah, there has to be a balance because you have a savior of the world, but you have to be able to do things yourself too.
Just let the cat fall out of the tree.
I'm wondering if this was one of the early scenes they filmed because Christopher Reeve looks a little small here.
Yeah.
Is that me? Is this just me, or does he?
He does a little bit compared to.
Yeah. I kind of see it.
I never noticed it before. Somehow. I don't know. I wonder why they didn't use that scene because I feel like that's really important to this narrative.
Yeah. Man, I thought I was lined up with you guys again. Now I'm still in the same area as you guys. I'm just like a few seconds behind on that.
Brandon says, seriously, was Gotham and Metropolis literally across the pond from each other in the comics? I think they were. I think they're not that far from each other.
Yeah. Because I believe that because it was meant to be that Metropolis was New York and Gotham was New Jersey. Something like that, to that effect.
Hoax. Fuck, Miss Tessmacher was smoking hot back in the 70s there. I'm hearing Karate Kid Legends is pretty fucking shitty.
Yeah, I heard that like the first act of the movie is kind of like it was setting something up and then it does the setup and it pays off, but then it switches to another story bit, which doesn't really make any sense. Like
I was looking forward to it, but it's because it was like one of my most anticipated because I thought Cobra Kai is on such a great run. I thought it was just gonna. I don't know if it's the same people involved though. So
well, here's the thing. So apparently, Cobra Kai is practically irrelevant for this movie. Like they don't
it's kind of
acknowledge
weird.
much of anything of that series in the movie, from what I've heard. And that's pretty bizarre to me. I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you create this Karate Kid movie and not have more references to the show that brought the franchise back and did a pretty damn good job of it, you know?
You know what? Something I was telling people about that show. I think I wasn't on YouTube yet though, but I mean, making posts.
Yeah,
I was watching that show when YouTube had it.
yeah. YouTube Red. I remember.
And I was telling you got to watch this Cobra Kai. Like it's good. It's actually really good on the first season. And then when it hit Netflix, the everyone went freaking crazy.
Yeah.
I like Perry White. He's funny.
Yeah. And once again, I got to fast forward.
A friend. I like how he says he's a friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a good choice of words.
Yeah.
You see, that's another thing. What I'm looking at here is how people always say, "That's a stupid disguise." Are you fucking kidding me? Just look at him.
Well, it's not just the disguise; it's his body language changes. He's slouching more.
That's the point. There's more to the disguise than just simply changing his hair and putting glasses and a hat on.
Well, see, here's the funny thing. I saw a picture comparison of what's her name, Zoe Deschanel, I believe, the actress, and they were showing a side-by-side comparison of her wearing glasses and having a certain hairstyle versus not wearing glasses, and
she looks completely different.
Right, exactly. It's yeah, you know what? A different hairstyle and some glasses can really make you look different. It's now I buy the Superman disguise.
Well, gee, you don't even need to just go there. Just look at some other superheroes. Look at Keaton as Batman. Just watch scenes where he's Batman and watch some of his Bruce Wayne scenes. Would you believe would you believe the same guy who will very stoically say, "I'm not going to kill you. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to tell all your friends about me," is the same guy who goes, "You want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts." Would you believe that's the same guy? Or hell, look at Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. Down on his luck, socially awkward geek who can't even hold a conversation with a pretty girl. But then when he's Spider-Man, he's got all the confidence in the world. I mean, yes, the difference is those characters wear masks, but the point is the personality changes completely. Yeah. That is the real disguise.
Mm-hmm.
And like Jason,
I just
said, fucking body language too.
I just heard a podcast with Michael Keaton on it. Talking about Batman and Beetlejuice. And when he got offered Beetlejuice, it was such a wild script. He really did not know, what do you want me to do with he didn't know, what do you want me to do with this? But he said, because this character lived in different times, you didn't know, there was so much mystery around him. He was allowed to go nuts and do what he wanted.
Yeah.
Right. But Tim Burton just gave him surface ideas well, he's kind of this character, who's this and that in his wardrobe. And so Keaton just did his thing, did that shtick of how he talked. And Tim Burton just love it. He had so much freedom. He wasn't really pigeonholed to anything.
Yeah.
225 of steel.
See, that's another staple of Superman movies. Lois interviewing Superman.
Yeah.
Yep.
Again, that's another problem I'm already having with that scene in the James Gunn trailer. Why isn't he dressed?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll find out soon enough, guys.
I know.
Can't be worse than the fucking Predator.
He'd be surprised.
Well, just remember, that prison bus scene was supposed to be equivalent to the helicopter scene.
Yeah. How do I put this? I'd say A for effort, but there's about as much effort as taking a dump.
Okay.
I don't know. But hey, you know what?
Was it the movie or the sequel where Lois jumps out the window to prove Kent is Superman? That's Superman 2.
Yeah.
That's the Richard Donner cut. She jumps into Niagara Falls in the theatrical cut.
Well, hey, you know what? We got a Predator Killer of Killers coming out here in a few days.
Yeah. I probably won't be able to watch it till next week. So if you guys want to chat or something, I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I'm going to try and watch it. You guys know I'm a Predator fan. I'm going to try and watch it as soon as possible. But
it'd be cool if we could all watch it together.
Yeah. Well, it's on Netflix, right?
It's going to be on Disney Plus.
Oh, sorry, that's right. They own. Yeah, we'll try and make something happen. I'm hoping to review it actually. So I don't know.
I mean, I hope
I'm gonna
it's
be fucking
good.
busy, man.
I hope it's good, but I don't know. Some of the design choices for the Predators kind of has me confused because it's like
I was thinking the same thing. Kind of. I was just like, they look kind of big and like gigantic. Like
yeah,
I don't know. We'll
like
see.
a lot of them. They almost are going more for the design that they went with Prey, and I kind of have a problem with that because for me, like I do like the design of the Predator and Prey minus the face, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, the dreads are too thin for me. The lack of armor kind of bothers me. I don't know. There's just some things about it that I'm not entirely jiving with, and I don't know. I want it to be good. It's just, let's just say I'm looking forward more to Predator Badlands, despite my reservations about how the main Predator looks. I still like the idea of a Predator focused story.
The runt.
You can make a runt look a certain way. You don't have to put dreads right on the freaking
Again,
right
I don't.
forehead.
I understand the logical like people. You know what I mean? People have already taken it and made the real hair, and I admit it does look better. It does.
Well, you see, here's the thing because they're
maybe
making it.
Maybe he grows into the. Maybe it's I don't know. Maybe it's a cultural thing. I don't know what
See,
this guy's version is yet. I don't
but
know.
see, that's my thing. Like, if you look at all the Predator movies, if we're just looking at the movies, not looking at any of the expanded material, just looking strictly at the movies, every single Predator, including the shitty ones, right? They all had their dreads behind their head, like it should. But for whatever reason, they decided to put the Predator's dreads right on the top of the head, like human hair. And people are making excuses like, oh, as he gets older, it's going to recede like a hairline. It's like, but they don't act like hair. They're like tendrils. They're not meant to be like hair in the traditional sense.
I do understand people's dislike for the look and everything like that. But like you say, let's see everything in context and maybe we'll get I mean I wasn't even over the moon. I wasn't huge on the look and Prey, but I still liked the movie.
Yeah.
Like
well, give us I mean, look, I've asked for a Predator focused movie and now we're getting it. So
I hope it's not I hope he's not speaking English so we can understand. I hope he's talking in his language.
Well, as far as I know, that so they hired the guy that did
the Avatar, the
language for Avatar, and I think for some of the elves on Lord of the Rings. They did a full on Predator language,
which is nice. I like hearing that.
Yeah, I mean that sounds good.
I think you know what I really think Trachtenberg really cares about this franchise, and I do think he's putting 100% total of his heart into this. And and it seems like the studio is letting him do what he wants.
Yeah,
like, it doesn't seem like they're interfering at all too much with his ideas. Not like the worst, not like the Predator, where it was all studio interference, right?
Yeah.
Or at least mostly.
I have a few reservations though. Like when he decided to put that reference to Predator 2 in Prey, and that their handling of that pistol, that really pissed me off because they made Raphael Adolini this throwaway character that went out like a bitch, and there was such a like mystery about that flintlock and how that Predator got it, and he's like, take it, and, you know. But then in Prey, it's just like, oh yeah, it's just some a-hole who gets his foot chopped off and then stepped on and then gets killed. It's like, really? That's how you're going to do the character? You know, that was dumb. And then the lack of Predator music, that irritates me just as much because you didn't have the tribal drum sound. You didn't have any rendition of the Predator theme. And, you know, you have some people who are justifying that. Like, oh, you don't need those elements for a Predator film. It's like, no, you do, actually. It helps. That is all part of the Predator character. The music.
I think they should have just refit the music into more of a Native American kind of style.
Do a Native American version of the Predator theme. They did an extreme version of the Predator theme for Predators. Like that whole movie soundtrack, it recreated the 87 soundtrack and did its own thing in certain cases. And for certain parts of it, it worked. And I want them to do that. It's like, why wouldn't you want to have the Predator theme in there? You know what I mean? Like, why diverge so far from that? Like, what's the purpose in doing it? Just because you can?
I think I said that in my review. I wish, I did like the music. Don't get me wrong. I like that real period piece kind of music, but that could have been there still. But I mean, some of the Predator moments I think should have had. Like I said, I think I said at one time to you guys, rework it in a more Native American style with the drumming and everything. You didn't have to go full on original.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have either. I would have done something that fit the movie, but you could have because it's so tribal, it would have worked.
Yeah.
And itself,
that drum
right?
sound is tribal. I mean,
it
would have been the perfect fit for it. But, I don't know. I actually did like my own little fan version of the intro for the movie because I didn't really like the intro for the movie. I kind of wish that they would have had something more classic like the Predator, like the original. What I did is I took her monologue in the beginning where she says it was said that long ago a monster came here.
Yeah.
And that right there, that's where I showed the Predator ship coming in, dropping the Predator off, and then taking off. And then it shows the Predator uncloaking or in his cloak, and then he walks away. And then I cut to doing the Predator theme. Not the full theme, but whenever the name Predator pops up in the original, where it's like, "Dah!" And then I'll dig up the clip and I'll send it to you so you can see what I mean, because I like my version better. I know that sounds kind of pretentious, but I don't know. I thought that it worked better. Having like a similar enough rendition to the original film, incorporating some of the music, So
I was watching Novocaine and Amber Midthunder was in that, and I didn't realize it till the end of the movie. I go, that looks like the girl from fucking Prey.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took me a minute till I got home to look it up.
Superman. She comes up with Superman. The Oracle. I hope that's a Jaws reference, buddy. I think it is. Out of the 4 Christopher Reeve Superman movies, which one is your all favorites? I like the first 2, but if I had to pick between one of them, I'd probably say Part 2. I don't know. I'll tell you. I think probably this one. Although I think I like Superman 2 as well.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like the inclusion of General Zod. Having Superman fight against Zod, that's like a big thing for me. At the same time, though, I don't know. I do like the build.
I like how he takes his glasses off here and he's smiling. Yeah. It's great.
And he stops slouching too.
Yeah.
Yep. It's the body language. It's everything, man.
Now I'm ahead of you guys. I just got past this part.
His voice and everything changes. See that? His voice quivered. It goes back to like nasally almost rather than deep and like, Lois, I have something I have to tell you.
Right.
Right.
I'd rather read Dickens at home, Lois. Yeah, it's a great performance, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you guys said at the beginning, the way he embodied Superman.
Yeah.
One of a kind.
For sure. What does the ingredients of chewing gum have to do with the secrets of the universe?
One thing I even know as bad as 3 is, and it's kind of a childhood favorite, but I like when he goes bad, how well he plays a bad Superman, Christopher Reeve.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. That is the highlight of that movie.
I never watched Superman 3.
Oh man, the robot scene. Like when I was a kid, it was actually quite terrifying when the girl gets turned into a cyborg.
Oh.
Dana knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
she gets sucked into this machine, but it's just the way they did it. As a child, it was freaky, man. It was.
Well, here's another fun fact for you. I haven't watched any of the Christopher Reeve Superman movies past 2, so
You're not missing much of 4, but
4 is a serious contender for the dumpster.
I'm surprised you haven't done that, Dana. I'm like thinking like
the only way for me to win is to be 4? Superman 4, The Quest for Peace.
Oh, that's why they call it that.
Let's put it this way. Masters of the Universe is a masterpiece compared to Superman 4. If we're talking the movies that sunk canon films.
Hey, aren't they the same studio behind Over the Top?
Yep. And Cobra and American Ninja.
Right.
And not Terminator, no. That's Orion.
Canon? Or that's that's right. I'm getting them mixed up.
Canon Films' model was turning out these cheap action films that required low budget and all that. But when they started getting stuff like He-Man and Superman, they couldn't handle those budgets. Like they tried to make these movies with low budgets. It doesn't work that way with movies like that.
Yeah.
They couldn't. They got it's the word. They're just they couldn't handle big properties like that because they didn't have the money to. These weren't just standard action films, right? Like ninja movies and stuff like Cobra and stuff like that. And you do something like Superman 4, you got big budget. You got to put the money into them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. No, I think Christopher Reeve the story was personal to him about nuclear weapons and getting rid of them all. And I think there was a better story in there originally that didn't get executed like the way he wanted. But that's why he agreed to do that movie because it was a more personal thing for him.
Yeah. Well, even if it wasn't, I'm sure he was contractually obligated to do it.
Yeah, I'm not too. I'd have to do the research on that. I'm not sure.
Again, he was smart enough to say no to doing a cameo in Supergirl.
Good on him.
Yeah.
Supergirl looked nice, though.
Yeah, even though she came off like an idiot right from the second we're introduced to her.
Yeah, she was good enough. She's the girl from Legend of Billie Jean. The Oracle says, you got to admit, though, Mariel Hemingway looked really good in The Quest for Peace. Yeah, I don't know about that scene where he's trying to play Clark and Superman at the same. It's just a stupid gag.
Yeah, it's hijinks. It's hijinks.
It's not relevant to the story whatsoever.
And Nuclear Man, well, once he comes into play, the whole commentary on nuclear weapons is kind of dead at that point. Because then it's just two guys in leotards just having really terrible fights for the rest of it. And Nuclear Man is probably the most pathetic villain ever.
Yeah.
Like, just put a fucking umbrella over the guy and he's screwed.
Yeah, Dana, you got a point.
Yeah.
He also was on The Secret of My Success with Michael J. Fox. Oh, I haven't seen that movie in so long. Like to the point where it's probably first time watch.
Paulie, right?
I can only assume in this rendition nobody knows who Lex Luthor is.
Yeah.
Because it seems like in the animated series he's like a public figure.
Right.
Where here it's like no one recognizes.
Are you big fat Paulie?
No.
I like a lot of slapstick here.
Had to fast forward again.
Margot says, I've been hearing rumors, but it's true that in Superman 3 it was supposed to be Superman versus Brainiac. Yeah, it was. Like that's kind of like the idea of the machine. The computer Richard Pryor freaking builds or has in his head.
Wow.
Uh-oh. Otis, you made a boo-boo.
What a surprise.
Oh, I'd rather have Arnold's Mr. Freeze, as bad as that fucking is.
Ooh. Well, you see, with Nuclear Man, he was just pathetic. And he was a complete dumbass. Like, he shows up and says to Luthor, "You have my voice." No, he created you, you fucking idiot.
So you guys tell me, what the fuck was the relevance of having Otis screw that up? Just to show that he's more of a dumbass? Like, we already saw that. It really would, like, that's what I mean. You could have took all that out. Like,
yeah.
Because they're doing it all over again, are they not?
They might as well be.
Woman in a red dress.
Man, I'm trying to figure out where you guys are at. I'm kind of...
She's climbing the bridge right now. Like, if you look at the screen, she's behind the truck now. Miss Tessmacher.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it here on my timeline here. Right now, they're all in the ambulance, pulled over.
Okay, we're past that.
Okay.
Nice shot of the Hoover Dam.
Yep. Jimmy. Brandon says, if you see the old Superman ads, you'll remember Lex is scheming to steal the formula for Superman peanut butter.
That's bizarre. Bizarro.
Okay, I'm caught up with you guys for now.
For now. Things might get a little dicey.
Oh, they will, because my runtime right now is 2 hours, 16 minutes, and 12 seconds out of 3 hours and 8 minutes.
Well, it says we have 42 minutes left to go.
For a long movie, it is paced really well.
Yeah.
It is, Dana. It is. And again, we're talking through the whole thing, so that helps.
Indeed.
True. But still, despite getting the origins and where we are now, narratively, it doesn't feel like it's glossing over anything, but it doesn't feel like it's meandering either.
Yeah.
No. It is well edited.
Mm-hmm.
This is where Lex calls, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You got bags of humility.
Oh.
Ooh, it's got to hurt the ears. He knows you have super hearing. Like how he's acting through those glasses, eh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
His eyes, and they're focusing on his eyes too.
I love the panning. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Jump, Clark, jump.
It feels like they're doing experimenting with a lot of real one take shots, eh?
Yeah.
Like one long take, which they do a lot now, which is supposed to be extremely hard to do too.
Hmm.
It's a nice shot of him flying over there.
Oh yeah. Got to show all the ladies fawning over him, of course.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's where he torpedoes down. I remember this now.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I won't argue that some of this stuff is dated, but it also works for the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like Caleb already said, like a time capsule. It's something that it's 1978. Like, man, the 70s was special, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Freaking Jaws and Rocky and freaking Alien 79, Superman, Star Wars. Like it, they just turned out some really game changing stuff. Effects wise too.
It paved the way for the 80s.
Yeah, for sure. I like the bullets ice sparking off his chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I know I already said this, but I would have loved to have seen Keaton's Batman meet up with Reeve's Superman. It would have been so good.
Oh yeah. Makes you wonder what could have been.
Oh yeah.
Like, for some reason, that both worlds seem to fit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and offset each other.
Hell, you want to go for a trifecta? Throw on Linda Carter's Wonder Woman.
Yeah, that would have fit. For sure.
God, man, what a missed opportunity.
Doesn't even feel this shit. It's hilarious.
Man, that Fortress of Solitude is pretty cold.
Nice snow machine.
Yeah. Could use that down here.
Yeah, right.
Fuck, it doesn't even want to be summer yet.
Right.
Up here. Like it was 15. I woke up to 4 degrees. My trailer on the weekend, and it was like end of May. Like, are you getting the cold weather still, Dana?
It was hot as shit here yesterday.
Oh, it's warmer for you are then.
Yeah, like it was 31 yesterday.
Oh God.
No, wait, not yesterday, Saturday.
It got up to 22 today. 21, 22.
See, that's not bad. I could go for that.
But it's supposed to feel like 34 this week at some point. So.
Oh boy, that's pretty bad.
Be hot.
I love the look he gives.
It's great. You think you could hide this in lead?
All right, so this is where we're sort of diverging. So I'm getting the missile launches right now at the moment.
We just had that. Now they're
Yeah.
talking on the
Yeah.
about how he wants to freaking separate California so he'll own the good part and the other part will go in the ocean or whatever.
Otisburg. Otisburg?
Right. Oh no, not California.
Otisburg. Superman just laughs at him, eh? He's like, "You're freaking deranged." Like,
Otisburg?
What a stupid idea.
Brandon says, "Wait, 31 degrees is considered hot in Canada." We have two different systems, Brandon. It's
Brandon, you and me,
California. I'd
you and
kill
me,
for vacation up north.
you and me, Brandon, we're the Americans here.
Yeah,
it was 92 degrees today up down
you
here.
guys are Fahrenheit. We're Celsius.
I don't know what that would be in Celsius.
I don't know what the.
I don't know what the.
I really don't know.
I just look it up and just estimate. Like if I tell Caleb how hot it was, I will tell him it was like 91.
That's hot.
Yeah.
Like
is that John Ratzenberger?
I think it is. He was also on Empire.
It's true.
Let me think here. I turned my air conditioning off and it was 74 in my house.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so but if I on a normal hot day, it would go up to 80, 81. If I didn't have air conditioning.
Wow.
There's Spencer, Mr. Smoker. He doesn't realize he's being sucked into this plan, eh?
Yep. And there it is.
He just never would have thought someone would come up with kryptonite.
Yeah.
I don't even think Superman knows what that shit is. Like,
Yeah.
at this point in the movie. Brandon, have you guys ever been in heat that climbs to 110? Oh, fuck.
I believe
I
believe in down here we got close to it, like 115, I believe.
That's fucking hot, dude. Like,
oh yeah, no, Texas is no fucking joke. I promise you that.
I've heard that. I can't handle. The older I get, the more the heat just. Oh my god, I just can't take it.
Yeah,
but it gets humid here. It gets humid up here. Like, mind over muscle.
Uh-huh. It's one hell of a hideout, though, huh?
Right?
It's a nice place.
Having a pool in there, too. It's, like, real good.
He's ruthless, eh?
Yeah. You know, now that I remember, I think Superman Returns had a similar enough plot where he wanted to destroy the land to make way for new land or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I'll get to that one.
Superman Returns always confused me, though. I never really understood where the timeline was supposed to be because I always understood it to be like a sequel to the Reeves films, or like a continuation. But
it was like he left for like 4 or 5 years or something. So technically, you're looking. It's supposed to be in the 90s, like it's something like that. Like if you go by the timeline, but it's because Lois is still pretty young.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So
and miscast.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry, I'm not a Bosworth fan either.
No.
I haven't watched it. Like this watch party coming up, that'll be my first watch since it came out, I think. I just remember it being, just rehashing everything that this movie did, really.
Yeah, that's pretty much
with this, just with different actors and everything. I remember. I think Kevin Spacey was really good in it.
Yeah, I didn't mind Brandon Roth necessarily.
I thought he, at least he didn't impersonate Christopher Reeve. I don't think he impersonated them all. I think he actually did reminded me of Christopher Reeve.
Yeah,
like I tell, okay, that's that version. That's Richard Donner's Superman. There was just something dull, maybe about it. Like, I don't know. The airplane scene was good though.
Yeah.
I think all these movies have some kind of a little moment that I do like.
Man, I'm having to fast forward just in this pool scene alone. Jesus.
This is gonna be me 4 a.m. Trying to go to work. I'm just not gonna be kryptonited out. I'm just gonna be freaking. It's gonna take a whole pot of coffee probably to get me going. Luckily, I said I'm gonna be a little late tomorrow, so. And he keeps his promises, doesn't he? This version of Superman.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I don't get is when he goes back in time to save Lois, all those people would have died. I'm just confused a little. It doesn't make sense to me.
Uh-huh.
And they said they didn't really think it out, though, because they said They just that ending was supposed to be for the second movie.
Yeah.
Not for this. So they wanted something climatic because they weren't sure if it was gonna be a hit or anything. So they wanted this. They wanted something climatic, but I'm like, what was the conflict? What was he? Yeah, he stops the missiles. He stops the missiles and releases Zod or whatever. That was supposed to be the ending of this. See, this feels like he's flying really fast and everything, eh?
Yeah.
The way they did this. Takes me back to my childhood, man.
Yeah.
Being glued to the screen, seeing that. This test marker!
And gotta fast forward again.
Gee, that's a bitch.
Oh, you're gonna run into Sarah Connor out there.
Right.
It went off. I don't know. Him going underground here is pretty. Still looks pretty good to me.
Oh yeah.
And this is all model making, I'm sure. Blowing up little models. The man himself, he's back. Uncle Filthy's Media Hub. He's called.
Hey,
hello there.
Media Hub.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what he's called now. Uncle Filthy's Media Hub. He just did some music talk.
Nice.
Nice.
We were talking Maniac the other night. Last week, I was gonna say Daner. Daner wasn't there. Dan.
No.
Hollywood sign.
Bye.
Oh, good riddance.
Hey, I started watching Demolition Man the other night, and the beginning, 1996, the Hollywood is on fire. The whole time it's in camp.
Love it.
Oh.
Man, I gotta do the Apes trilogy watch party.
Oh yeah.
That'd be fun, eh?
It's one hell of a trilogy for sure.
Yeah. I was thinking because of the bridge here. I was thinking of it.
Oh yeah.
Look at lifting the freaking earth, man.
I'm trying to get to where you guys are at, but this movie, this
The
cut
TV
is
cut.
just
The TV cut's something special, man. Put it on the market.
yeah.
3 hours. Yeah, that one shot of him just flying down like that. I thought it was pretty good.
God, now you guys are at the train.
Yep. Oh, there goes the Hoover Dam. Just chaos.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
We're in a disaster genre now.
Let's not get carried away here.
Uncle Fo says, I'm digging the way you're rocking the movie there. Brilliant move. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
We like to be rebels here. Fuck you two. I thought my phone. Well, I got my phone plugged in too, so. I just give someone, if they don't want to watch along, at least they can see what we're watching.
Yeah.
I've always liked it.
And this TV cut is adding extra scenes to this dam. Jimmy hasn't even fallen yet. Still hanging on.
Well, that's not good.
Oh, at least the Transformers haven't shown up yet, right?
Thank God.
More than meets the eye. I love the cartoon movie from 1986. I used to watch that so much when I was a kid. I love his performance when he finds Lois dead.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Really good.
And I'm having to jump once again.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
It's only 9 o'clock for you, Daner. Come on.
No, it's not. It's 10:30.
Oh, you're 2 hours behind. Okay.
Yeah. And I've been up since 6 o'clock.
Yeah, a lot of these movies are long too. I'm starting at 8 though next Monday. It's another long one.
Yeah, you won't have to worry about me.
No, Nick's an hour. Nick's an hour ahead of me, so I don't want to start too late. Now, what time is it for you right now, Caleb?
It is 11:32.
So you're an hour behind me. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So Daner's 2 hours behind me. You're an hour behind. All right.
Yeah.
You're tired, Brandon. How do you think I feel? Brandon, it's 9:30 here, and I'm tired. This is why I scheduled these for Monday, because Monday is my most energetic day. I don't know if you guys are like that though, but after the weekend, I just have a lot of I got a lot of more energized on Monday. After Monday, not so much. Here's her.
Oh yeah, more extra scenes.
That'd be an awful way to die, man. Being buried by dirt.
Yeah.
It's scary to even watch.
Yeah. It is okay. It's a good scene. I could never get my kids into this particular movie.
Oh,
like
really?
they like the animated stuff. Or my one son, when he liked Superman, he liked a lot of the animated stuff, but he could never get into the movies.
That's a shame.
Maybe now he could. He's a little older now, but he likes Ant-Man and Spider-Man and
Okay, now I'm sort of caught up.
now we see something very earned here, you know? He couldn't save his father. Couldn't save
Lois.
Couldn't save Lois. It really is all great. I just don't think that spinning of the back to make sense because he saves her, but he wouldn't have saved all those other people now either. Like, I don't understand. They didn't really explain how the time thing works. It was like Flash shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
you just gotta accept it, I guess.
I mean, well, no matter what, that's usually the part of this movie that still gets the most criticism for like anything. Like, feels like a cop out.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand why, because he isn't the Flash, but it was my understanding that Superman could go almost as fast as the Flash, in certain instances anyway. I mean, he's not breaking the time-space, like, barrier, if you will.
Great performance here, though.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, if he went back in time and then saved Lois, got her to safety, then saved all those people again, but then you're just kind of rewinding. You don't need to go through all that again. But that's I'm assuming what he would have to do.
Yeah.
This is nice. I like the way he does this fade, like a lot, like time has passed almost. Like he's in the moment. He was a great actor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder, did he actually know what he was doing here?
I have no idea. He gets warned here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, playing with time like this, you are pretty much playing God at this point.
Yeah. And like, the studio did this. They liked the effect of it. They thought it was just a cool effect.
Yeah.
Who cares if it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
I mean, granted, it's not as bad as pushing the moon and obstructing its orbit.
Yeah.
When does that happen? Oh, God.
Yeah.
You know what annoyed me about the Flash movie?
What's that?
Everything.
All those Superman iterations that were just that never came to be, like Nicolas Cage showing up in a Superman outfit, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" Like, even my Even my 13-year-old said, "This is fucking stupid, Dad." He's like,
"That's what this is. That's what that is. Key jangling."
Yep. And I hated the deep fake Christopher Reeve and later shit.
Yeah. What a crock.
We didn't like that movie, my son and I. I just didn't fucking.
Neither did I.
What'd you think of the Michael Keaton part, though?
Which part? The part where
like when he finds him in the mansion
over and over.
When he finds him in the mansion, like the with the music, you know, when the music starts and everything.
I mean, that's nostalgia right in the veins, right? But the part that really pissed me off is every time they kept killing Michael Keaton off. They killed him off twice, 3 times. Like, just enough. How many times are you going to kill an icon right before us? And for what?
Nothing. Ugh. I mean, he kamikazes into the big Kryptonian ship and it did nothing. And then he gets fucking slammed on the ground and cradled by Ezra fucking Miller, of all people.
On top of that, that entire sequence was done during the day, where Batman sticks out the most.
Yeah. Hate it. But if you're talking about like when he bursts out of like that pantry and attacks both Barrys, that was just stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of it. I haven't watched Batman 89 in a long time, actually. It's been quite a while.
One of my favorites. Childhood, growing up with it.
It is my favorite.
I would say as a movie, I think it's a better movie than this. As far as a film, personally. Even though I like Superman more as a character.
Fair.
But they're pretty close. I would give Batman more of a grade, bit bigger grade than this one. Even though this is a legendary game changer.
Oh yeah.
You got even if you don't like this movie completely, you got to respect it.
Yeah.
I think everyone would respect it.
Even this final shot is perfect.
Beautiful. Brandon says, I did like George Clooney's cameo at the end of The Flash, though even WB is acknowledging, Batman and Robin exists, but you know.
Well, I just had to skip the entire sequence of Luthor being brought to jail.
Wow.
Just to catch up with you guys. Because right after he flies off from Lois and Jimmy, it cuts to Luthor playing the piano.
We got through it, guys.
We did. Sure, we started a bit late and it was a little rocky because of that.
Yeah, jumping from scene to scene.
Yeah.
You know what? I still dig the movie, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I
like it.
Like I said, very influential for really setting the bar for how to do superhero movies.
Yeah.
Even if not every element of it is perfect by today's standards, again, like I said earlier, I said it ran so others could walk. No. This movie flew so others could walk.
Okay, let's put it into context here. How old is this movie now?
78.
Yeah, so 45 years.
Yeah.
So go back to 1932, what movies were like, and compare it. This is the technical freaking. This is like Avatar compared to those movies.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
But it's got a good story, man, and I like how they tell the whole story.
Mm-hmm.
Like you see what's on Krypton and him coming here, and you know the Smallville thing. If they would have extended that more, actually, I would have been happy with that too. We got
Same here,
but I think it's perfect. I think it's pretty good the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
I think that out of all the Superman movies, like the iterations of the character as far as film is concerned, none of them have been able to quite capture the feeling of this movie. Like, as much as I love Man of Steel, it has a certain flavor to it that's drastically different from this film. Which, I mean, look, it's Zack Snyder. It's a lot more dark and gritty. It's just
that's why I'm a dark and gritty guy.
I mean, it's just this one has like I can't explain it. It's got a certain like mystical
feel good
to it. Like just the portrayal of Superman, the music to accompany it. Like when it's zooming into Krypton, having that music. You know, it's almost like a grandiose like space adventure type thing. Looking at the remnants of an ancient civilization, you know. It's something really nice. Real nice.
Yeah.
It's a throwback to a bygone era in many ways, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do something here.
Oh.
The 3D titles still are pretty awesome.
Yeah, I like the flying through space. It's really nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, guys. Well, thank you for joining me on this.
Well, thank you for the invite.
Yes, thank you.
Just gonna remove this. We don't need to see that no more. Yeah, it's awfully late, everyone, though, so I'm gonna wrap this up. But I will be back next week with next Monday, guys, with Superman 2 with the movie ranker, my good friend Nick Gouling. So we're going to continue this, work our way up to James Gunn's Superman. And guys, what's coming up on your channel?
Well, like I said before we got on, we do have a discussion series we do want to start, but I'm also working on writing the story, so my hands are kind of tied. So we're just going to keep it simple this weekend, probably Friday, and just do a watch party. Whatever that is, well, stay tuned.
Oh, as always.
and like I said, just something to go slightly off here. Since it's coming up next weekend, not this one, but next weekend, back at Movie Misfits, our next episode of Nostalgic Nightmares, we're going to be talking about the entire Friday the 13th franchise on what else? Friday the 13th. So be there for that.
Oh, I imagine.
Good luck.
That's everyone's going to be busy on that day, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Really I think the anticipation for projects to come with the franchise is what people are looking forward to the most.
Yeah, we'll I mean, it's always fun to talk Friday on Friday the 13th, right? Or do something. And all as YouTubers definitely do something. I'm hoping to have a ranking out that day of the franchise. I'm trying to review all the movies, but if I don't get to review them all, I'll just I'm gonna do the ranking anyway, I think. I mean, I'm almost there. I mean, I've done 7 now, the first 7, so I'm hoping to get a couple more out if I can. But yeah.
All right.
Alrighty, but thank you, Brandon and Uncle Filthy, and we had the Oracle, Carter. Who else did we have here? Blake from All the Good Names Are Taken. The Assassin Ninja, I think it was. Chad. All you, thank you for coming out, having fun with us, watching this movie, talking about this movie, all that kind of stuff. If you're watching after the fact, I thank you too. But leave a comment. Leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about this and how this movie impacted you, if it did or if it didn't. Maybe you're a big Man of Steel fan. Maybe you're a fan of the original. It's all good, healthy conversation. So let's just be nice to each other, because I know fandoms sometimes can get the better of people, but not here though. Not here. We don't care. We don't care. We just like to have fun talking movies. So Yeah, so you guys all have a good night because I do have to go. I got to work in the morning. So everyone have a good night.
We all
and we'll see you in the movies, man. Cheers.